Hello guys, it is I, the Frenchiest Fry, and what do I spy with my little eye? Maybe something beginning with I. That's right, ice. I need to get me some ice, and it just so happens one of you guys wanted to actually see me build an ice farm. I'm just here making a pathway for the moment, just to make a little nice way over to the ice area we have on our map here. Yes, we've got a decent little path here going, and we'll have to figure out a good spot for it somewhere here. I'm thinking maybe a little bit more towards the plains area, since the design I have in mind actually kind of requires us to have a lot of space. Now this farm I'm going to extend onto eventually, but for the time being I'm just going to build it kind of small, and it'll just work as kind of an AFK farm. Not so much in the beginning, but it just allows me to come through, hold my pick down, and break all the ice. Yeah, go through and do that in a loop. So I've brought my map along with me, just so we can actually have an idea of where things are. Now, I have no idea where that snow village is I found in the last episode. I haven't gone back there. I do believe that going like this way, I think, yeah, that's the mountains there, we could find the plains and the ice spike biome. Now, I don't want to quite build near the ice spike biome because I think that's a real pretty landscape, and with the design I have in mind, it's going to need a lot of flat space. That has to be open to the sky. Well, I actually think I might actually build our ice farm out here, guys. It's not too far from home, and I like the little walkway, so I think maybe we get a little set up here and maybe turn it to day, because I don't want to be having those goddamn, like, mobs that spawn, like, them. I think this spot here would be a good place to start. But I think I'm going to have to get to work making it a proper little shape here, and I'll be right back with you all. I also have to set up a little, like, workstation here, because I'm currently doing nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright guys, well I finished clearing out a little spot here. I've dug it all out, filled it all in. Still gotta come and do this part here, but I'm not too stressed about that for the time being. We can come in and do that when we do the path here. Why don't I show you some of the resources we have to work with here. So I've got a ton of spruce logs here, some white concrete, grey concrete, glass which I'm gonna dye blue, and, you know, just a hopper. But why don't I show you guys the idea we actually have in mind for this. Alright guys, well we've jumped into a creative world here just so I can quickly show you what we're actually doing here. Now, this design is not my own. It does originally come from Nembomb, I believe, and he's incredible with redstone. I do recommend you check him out. I'll leave a link in the description for his channel if you do want to head on over. But I've changed the design out a little bit here. I've kept in some things, kind of suited it to be a bit more pretty and suit my own needs. Basically, the farm works here by having you come down this water stream and you'll just dig away at the ice here as you slowly come down. And I have the trapdoors on top here just to keep the players safe as they're coming through, so no mobs is gonna come along and hurt you. They can see you through this point here though, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. It also stops this water from turning to ice, which is very important, because if we left any of these water sources that need to be flowing open to the sky, they're going to turn to ice and wreck the whole system. You can see something here that I've added in, and it's just a little route so that if I had some ice here and I was digging along, this is all just going to drop down into there and go across into our streams. Pretty awesome. So we can allow ourselves a second stream here to go around this entire farm and actually pick up all the things we don't get. And you can see here we've got the player's path as well. So what we have here, guys, is a 6 wide by 25 long line of waterlogged stairs, and they're all upside down here. And it doesn't matter, but I just like the look of it like that. So the way to harvest this, when we come in, going into survival mode here, we can put ourselves into the stream, close the door here behind us, and pushing up against this block here, we can start to use our pick and mine out all of the ice. Now I don't need to hold anything down but my left mouse, and that just will break every single ice block as we get pushed along. And then we come into this room. Now you see we do have a bit up here that hasn't been collected, but I'm not too stressed about that, since you can see we got nearly 2 stacks just going through right there. Each of these waterways has at least 5 blocks between each sign here, and that's just to be able to keep momentum as we are following down this way. Now coming into this line, we can just do the exact same thing. It's just repeated the opposite way. So I hope that explains that pretty well for you guys. If you need me to explain anything more, I will be happy to do so. But why don't we get to building this in survival and I can show you it a bit more in person. Alright guys, so I think maybe we'll start around here. So guys, you want to start out with a 26 long trench here and come in by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in this spot here, I'm just going to lay out the bottom part of where the ice is going to form. And I'll be right back with you all. We just seem to be too short here, which is really goddamn annoying. So I'm going to quickly check if I can make some more. I think I need to go back. Right. Well, that's annoying. So typical. I bought everything else, but I didn't bring enough of sand and gravel. I totally forgot that. God damn it. Well, I'll be right back, guys, and we will be starting the next part of this farm. Alright guys, I think I've got everything I need here and we are ready to go. So I've got all the wood, I've got my white concrete powder again, brought some white carpet instead of blue because I don't really have any blue sheep to shear at the moment, but we've still got our blue stained glass and a bit of ice for our paths here as well. But let's get to work and I'll show you guys the basics of it. And whoop, didn't finish this little spot. And yeah, so here's when we're going to lay out ice path, and I'm going to come out at least another block here for now and build off from there. But at this point is where we're going to want our spruce stairs. So I'm just going to place a little bit of a marker block here and just do it like that. Why not? And we want to come around this entire thing with our stairs. Alright, so we've come along here, and at this point you can put in some half slabs instead. Now you can do this the full way across, but I like to put in these stairs just to give it a little bit nicer, and as long as it's wood, my pick is not going to actually break it fast enough as I'm coming past. Alright, so this part here is just going to be where I enter in, and above this level is going to be where we have our ice. So placing it in there, we'd slide along and go across. Now this is not going to be dirt here, that looks pretty gross, so I think I'm going to change it out with some of this grey concrete, hoping I have enough. But let's get that done and I'll be right back with you all. Okay, so I think we want the door on the outside here. I want to put some glass on the outside here, make that look all nice. And we'll want to come in here and add in our trapdoors as well. I don't mind flicking them down for now, since we'll have to come back in and get it all done. And that is why we had the door on the outside, so that I can put a trapdoor in there and it all is flush, looking all pretty. So because these trapdoors are actually on this block, they're going to block the water from coming into this stream while still allowing the drops to come through. You can actually do this with signs as well, but I like to actually keep myself a little bit safe. And now it's time to add in our water streams. So as before, we want to allow for 5 blocks of water before we have another sign. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with our water buckets here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one. I can show you a cool trick here, guys, as well. And then we go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. So at this point is where I'm going to actually put down a spruce door. Yeah. So that'll turn that into concrete. Put down a door. What the fuck? What happened to my fucking door? Minecraft, what did you do? What the fuck? Alright, well let's place the door before we do the water, because that was weird, and I don't think that's normal. But there you go, there's the water, all good. And that would actually still push us into and around here if we had momentum, even in the string. And whoop. One thing we're going to want to not do is have our boots on while we come through here. Because having depth strata actually reduces the momentum you have. As weird as that sounds, yeah, that's how it works. So don't wear any depth strata going into these systems, but any other boots should really be fine. In this spot here, instead of having ice for now, I think that we actually should put in some hoppers. Make it a little bit nicer. So guys, if you didn't know, to make a hopper, it's honestly really simple. Just 5 iron in these spaces and a chest in the middle. And that gets you our hopper. Kind of expensive because of the amount of iron it takes, but once you have an iron farm, it really doesn't cost that much. I want to add in our chests here. I'm just going to come into this string quickly. Close the door so it doesn't push me out. Take you. Put you and you. Alright, so those should be dropping stuff into that chest there. Awesome. Perfect. Just to make it a lot easier for yourself, if you grab your 2 buckets, you should always have 2 buckets when working with water. And because of the way I've put it, this water is not going to come out the back here. So don't worry about that. Just place them with 1 block in between it, and the middle one becomes a source block. And you'll see it actually doesn't flow into here. It might seem weird with the water, but I promise you it's not actually in there. Done. And you'll see it all goes through and creates a full source. How awesome. And ice is already beginning to form. That is really cool. Alright guys, well, we have our farm all done now, and it is all full of ice, so I think we'll have a run through, which should be awesome. There's something that's died here. Good riddance. Is those floating blocks that I've never noticed? What the fuck? But I've also taken the time to move my stuff just into this little cave here. I have my horse here as well, and I've just brought Freya here with us to keep us company in like the cold winter tundra. I have a snowman in here so I can get all the snow I might need and just chuck it on here. But I'm pretty hungry, so I think I'm gonna go eat something, and then I think right now we'll get into a time lapse and get this area a little bit more built up. And we're back, guys. We have been doing a little bit of work here. So here we are. We've got some trees put in. And there's another tree I want to put in this space here, much taller. But I wanted to do it in dark oak. And I think I saw one somewhere, but I can't remember where. So I have to figure that out and go find some dark oak because we are much in need. I've took down the ugly floating blocks and I made a scaffolding. It's I ran out of stone. it's a work in progress. I have an idea in mind for what I want to do in this area, and if you guys are interested in actually seeing that, I did draw a picture. I did that for the farm area and I found it really actually helps to just kind of lay out a plan. You don't have to follow it to each and every detail, but it's good to just have an idea laid out. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty happy with what we've done here. I'm surprised I got out 4 trees, but honestly, spruce trees, I've been making them for quite a few years. I love building in the cold, and as you can see here, I just start out with 2 fences on the bottom, and up the top, there's 1 fence coming out. Break it up a little bit, get a bit of variance. It's just one kind of spruce tree, and I like making it. You can find a lot of other YouTubers do very similar custom trees as well, but they turn out nice and they suit the scenery when it starts to snow. That's the important part. But you can see I've recently gone through the farm and it's forming ice again. And this is how much we've got so far. It's actually been pretty good. So I think every time we'll generally get around a stack and a half. So I don't know how many times I've gone through this since we started the time lapse, but it is definitely filling up. So I'm pretty happy with today's efforts. I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapses. I want to do something a little bit different for this one. Just get out of the caves, you know, and let the use of my scenery really just inspire you guys to maybe do your own builds or get some things done. If you guys happen to be interested in any of the plans or keeping up to date with what I have going on my channel, then please feel free to follow me on my Discord. I have a link available in the description for that one, as well as links to all the resources I use to create these videos and all the awesome music as well. So do check that out, guys, if you're interested. But I guess that's probably going to have to call it for today, guys. It's getting late here and I'm going to need to do some other stuff. So why don't I see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.